What's going on, guys? So I'm just going to briefly explain what I've got for breakfast today. The beauty of obviously doing like if it fits your macros is because you can have shit like this all the time. You know, you don't have to be massively strict on what sort of food you're getting, as long as you're getting a balanced diet and it all fits your macros. So this is 4 bacon medallion pieces. It's got my chicken that I should have eaten last night in this morning's meal. So I think it's about 120 grams of cooked chicken breast. And we've also got what was four sausages that's actually been like mashed up as well, and then 1 flatbread. So I'll work out the macros on this and I'll put them up on the screen, but I'll catch you in the next meal. And also, guys, we cannot forget the fact that after breakfast, again, macros will be on the screen. What's going on, guys? So my regular lunch I have at work is just a very easy one that I can just do when I'm back in the office, because a lot of the day I'm actually out and about. So it's just a chicken breast. I go to, Lidl, just get a chicken breast and 2 of these baguettes and a little muffin there. I'll put the macros on the screen again, but it's, when you calculate all your macros, it's very easy to eat shit like this and still be on point with all your macros. So I'll speak to you guys in a bit. What's going on, guys? It's Ben here. So briefly taking you through my lunch, my breakfast. I'm going to be showing you my dinner as well. This is what I do pretty much on a day-to-day basis. Is like I'll be out and about for most of the day, then there's so many like supermarkets about that I know that I can get a good meal in without having to really worry about what macros I'm gonna get because I've been doing it for so long. So I'll always get the same sort of stuff. Most of the time I only switch up my breakfast, really. If you're not calculating or like staying consistent with what you're eating, I mean, like, it's great if you want to kind of like dilly-dally around and not calculate everything, then you're gonna have some results, because obviously like training is a stimulus, like you're gonna get bigger. But there's going to be a time and there's going to be a point where if you're not conscious about what you're doing, you're not going to be able to progress much further. That's simply the fact with most things. If you don't know how you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing to actually be successful, then most of the time you're not going to actually be successful, because you don't know the formula behind it. So most of the time you actually need to be aware of what you're doing, and if you don't want to calculate things, then you need to calculate it once and stick to it. You need to calculate like once every week or once every 2 weeks. You need to calculate like, what's my meal plan going to be for this week? What's my staple going to be for this week? What sort of like macros am I trying to hit this week? And what meals can I sort of have without having to calculate macros? What can I do to actually hit those macros without having to calculate it every single day, to the actual point? So that's what I suggest to people, is like, make your own meal plans. I mean, you can get other people to help you with this sort of shit very easily. Like, if you don't feel confident in creating your own meal plan, then it's very easy. You can go online, you can get all these people that I would do this sort of stuff for anyone watching. Like, if you like eating some certain things, and the benefit of doing it if it fits your macros is that you can kind of like, if you like eating something, you can do it. It doesn't matter like what it is, you can make it work. So that's what I like about it, is that you don't feel restricted, you don't feel like you're tied down. If you have one crazy meal like one day, then you can actually feel like you can not have to worry the next day. You can kind of make things work, so you can have sort of a breakfast whereby it's not your regular breakfast, so you have more or less than you actually plan to have. So you can then go on to have a lunch that's a bit less, or if you underate at breakfast, and you could have more. Or if you know that you're having a family meal one day, this is where it works really well. So for instance, at Christmas, you can undereat for, you don't really need to worry about it, but if you really want to be nitpicky, you can undereat for 1 or 2 days before Christmas Day, and then you can have, because your macros your body doesn't know 24 hours. It doesn't know exactly what's happening in any given 24 hours. You can effectively do things through your own. You can make up your own timetable. Like, you can make your body work to a 48-hour macro plan, a week macro plan. You know, as long as, the only reason people do it 24 hours is because it's easy to work out. So for instance, if you know that your calories for the whole week should be, so for instance I'm doing 3,000 calories a day for 7 days, 21,000. If you know your calories for a week should be 21,000, and you know you're for a fact that you're going to be eating 10,000 calories on Christmas Day, then you can kind of like work back throughout the rest of the week and still add up to that 21,000. Does that make sense? Like, it's very simple. And easy to work out. So cheers guys, and I'll see you in the next clip.
Life is the music we all must dance. You choose the playlist, don't put it to chance. So come on, let your heart guide